Hey, morning everyone. Beautiful morning in Norwich. I don't know what it's like where you are. Maybe you can tell us. Just say hi in the chat. That's what I'm going to do right now. And yeah, just let us know where you're from, what the weather's like, and we'll get straight on. Okay, so last week we did some work on the channels, clearing the channels. So we're going to go back internally again this week, and we're going to check in with some core things, some connections to heaven and earth, and check out the 3 burners. But before we do that, let's find out how you're all doing. Let's see. I'll launch a poll, find out how you are, just how you're coping generally. Let's find out as a group how you're doing. Okay, so lovely morning to do an hour of tuning in and stuff like that. Okay, so there's 15% of you that are still feeling stressed. We're going to really try and help you today. We're going to keep those of you that are feeling okay or neutral. We're going to try and keep you in that zone. Okay, so let's find out what kind of stress there is out there, how you're coping. Now, you remember there's the 3 zones. Let's just get that slide up. This one, do you remember this one? Okay, what we're noticing in the clinic is we're noticing as people come in for face-to-face sessions, we're noticing that there is quite a lot of long-term stress over the last 3 to 4 months that's built up. And the interesting thing about stress and trauma and things like that is that if you have low-grade stress that builds up, you can get similar symptoms to what happens when you have a shock. So let's check in and see how you are feeling in terms of the zones. Remember the green zones when you're feeling pretty much okay, you're feeling engaged and grounded. When you feel that red zone coming on, that's when your adrenal system kicks in. So that could be active with you. Just getting the camera level here. That could be active with you, or what can happen over time is you can kind of go into this blue zone where you feel a bit shut down and a little bit kind of hopeless and a bit depressed. So thinking about how you are at the moment, could you just let us know which zone you're in, because that will influence the way that we do the exercises today. Okay. So you quite often you might be in a mixture. You could be a mixture of green and red or red and blue. Okay, now this is interesting because we're finding that a little bit of an increase in those of you who are in the blue zone. I think that's just because it's been going on for a long time, coming out of lockdown. So we're going to make sure we can free that up with the breathing and with the exercises today. Okay, cool, great. So Dinah is here on the chat, you've already noticed. Hi, Dinah. And I think it's time we just checked into our 3 burners again, because we can use those to find out what we need to do. Okay, and I already know quite a lot of you are still feeling stressed. You're in that some of you are a little bit into that blue zone. We want to make sure we keep you out of that. Okay, just a bit of an announcement again. If you weren't here last week, we are actually seeing face-to-face clients again. So if you want to come in, we're all sanitized and COVID friendly here. We've got sanitizers everywhere, and we clean down between our clients and everything. We've got everything is changed, all the sheets and everything are changed. So if you do want to come in for an appointment, please get in touch. Go onto the website. You can go click straight through or contact your practitioner. We'd love to see you back in here again. Okay, so let's tune into our 3 burners. Are you ready? Got your piece of paper ready? Okay. A couple of weeks since we've done this, so it'd be interesting to see what's happening in our burners, won't it? So let's start off with the lower burner. That's, if you remember, it's the lower burner is between the navel and the pelvic floor, all around here, and it's right through into the lower back. Okay, we're going to go internally, right? So let's just close our eyes for a second, just relax, and let's tune into that whole lower burner area. You can feel round between your lower back and the front of the abdomen. Okay. And you just need to ask yourself a simple question. What is it like? Okay, you might get a color or an image, you might get a feeling, you might not feel very much at all. That's fine too. Okay, if you want to turn that into an image or a few words, and then you can just open your eyes and just draw that in the lower burner bit of your 3 zones. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Very good. Okay, now really the ideal, according to Chinese medicine, is that area should feel quite relaxed, but quite solid and firm. If it feels a bit weak or it feels a bit stressy, a little bit agitated, then we need to work on that today. So now let's go up to the middle burner. Okay, and the middle burner is this area here. If you remember, it's from the diaphragm and the lower thoracic, and it encompasses this whole area where the liver is and where the stomach is. So we're going to tune into that area and see what's happening. It's been a couple of weeks since we did that, so let's find out what's going on in the middle burner now. Okay, so let's close our eyes again. Just relax. Okay, sometimes it might be good to put your hands there if you want to tune in, or you can just tune in internally, just internally sensing that area. All right, and ask yourself the question, what is it like? What's the middle burner like? Yeah, okay, and then draw or write some words into the middle burner bit here. Okay, now while you're doing that, I'll just say that the middle burner is supposed to be nice and fairly cool, not too hot. It's supposed to be fairly relaxed. That's the main thing about it. You don't want it to be tight. It must be relaxed and kind of flowing. It's the digestive system that goes through there, the liver and the stomach and spleen and stuff. Okay, so just watch out for any heat or any blockages there. Okay, ready to go up to the upper burner, and we'll do the same thing. We're just going to tune in internally, or if you want to put your hands, you can put your hands here. Okay, so where is the upper burner? The upper burner is the whole lung cavity. It encompasses the heart, and it's bound. The border is the diaphragm. Okay, so it's this whole area here. So when you're tuning into the lungs and to the heart. Okay. And you're asking yourself, what is it like? What is that upper burner like? Okay, and then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And we can write, okay, just while you're drawing that, I can just tell you that according to Chinese medicine, they say the upper burner is like a mist. So it should be kind of cool and kind of like moist feeling and kind of quite a spacious sort of feeling. If you've got contractions there, sometimes the heart can feel very contracted. Sometimes the lungs can feel a little bit hot. Those kind of things, they're the things we need to work on. Right, so the lower burner should be nice and solid and sort of relaxed. Middle burner open and flexible and flowing, and the upper burner kind of spacious and relaxed and open. Okay, so checking in with that ideal pattern that's been handed down to us by Chinese medicine, and looking at your picture, and I'm looking at mine going, oh my goodness. We need to decide which burner we are going to work on today. Okay, so let's see. Let's find out as a group which one you want to work on, which is the one that doesn't really match the ideal here, and we can work on that. Okay, look, this is very, very interesting. There's definitely been a change over the last couple of months away from the lower burner and more to the middle and upper burners, and that's because a lot of long-term kind of stress can affect those. The other thing is if you've been doing these exercises and you've been doing a lot of these breathing exercises, that's going to basically tonify the lower burner up, and it's going to be more solid and everything, and it's going to be really good. So it looks like we've got a mission today to free up the middle and the upper burner and make sure that you're not creeping up into that red and that blue zone. Okay, so we better get started. All right. So I've got my space behind me. I'm just going to go into that. You can see this lovely natural light that's coming in. This is all just lovely sunlight coming in from the street there. So that's really nice. Okay, so first off, what we'll do is we'll just check in with heaven and earth, okay? So remember this, we did this a few weeks ago. It's kind of important that we feel balance between floating up and sinking down. So first of all, let's just stand. And we're going to imagine this golden thread coming from the top of our head, floating us upwards. Okay, so we're going to like doing this. Whee! Okay. And then we can feel the weight of our body Can you feel the weight of your body going down into your feet and then down into the earth? Okay? And this is the Taoist thing between the connection of heaven and earth. You've got yang here and yin down in the earth, all right? And so let's do this very simple exercise to start with. We're going to just do this exercise. Okay, so let's just do this externally first of all, so we get into the flow of it. We're sinking down and we're rising up. Sinking down and we're rising up. Okay, now let's just check in with the connection with the lower burner and the earth. Okay, so we'll feel this area, connect this area with your feet. Okay, and we're going to drop down into the legs and we're going to come back up with the breathing. Okay, so we're going to breathe in. Okay, and we're going to breathe out. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to connect with the lower burner. We're going to keep doing it. Bring your attention into the dantian, which is this area just below the navel. We're going to connect that with the feet. Okay, so breathing in, breathing out. Okay, so now let's make ourselves as heavy as we can. So we're sinking down, we're feeling this weight going down through our legs. Okay, and we're pushing up with the legs, connecting with the earth. Okay, breathing in. Okay, breathing out. Okay, breathing in and breathing out. Very good. Okay, get that feeling of stability there. And we need, it's like a mountain. We need to create that feeling of solidity with the earth. Once we've got that, we can free up the upper body, which is what we're going to do now. Okay, so keeping that base nice and solid. Now we're going to take that golden thread. We're going to lift ourselves up with that golden thread. Okay, so let's just do that for a second. Just relaxing the base of your cranium. Okay, float that head up. And just shake a little bit and see if you can shake out all the way down your spine and see if you can get all those vertebrae to just move a bit. Anything feel a bit blocked there? Okay. It's a good chance if you've got upper and middle burner blockages that you're going to feel it in your back. So let's just shake it out a bit. Okay. Think of your spine like a string of pearls that's just being shaken about and kind of just getting into the right place there. Okay. You're going to shake it around. That's it. Okay, let's get it really freed up. Okay, right now, we're just going to stop shaking and let's go for the golden thread again. Remember? So just have that imaginary golden thread lifting you up. That's nice, isn't it? Can you feel where the spine's more open? Feel the weight of your sacrum like a pendulum, stretching out naturally the whole spine. Very good. Okay, excellent. Okay, so now what we can do is we can connect with the heavens and do exactly the same exercise, but internally we're going to transform it. We've still got our solid base. Okay, let's feel that base. Got it? Yeah. Okay, and now we're going to float the upper body like this. Golden thread, ready? Breathing in, lower yourself down, feeling very light. And then gently pull yourself up with that golden thread. Very nice. That's it. Breathing in. And breathing out. Now you can still feel that solid base, can't you? All right, but we're focusing on releasing the upper body. And we're already starting to ease up and free up those middle and upper burners by keeping the spine open and feeling that space there. That's what we need. We need space. Very good. Okay, just a few more. Keep that floating up, nice and easy, effortlessly. Okay, very good. Now, the lower burner is the foundation of the upper and the middle burner, so we need to make sure we at least check in with that before we work upwards and outwards. So let's do that right now. Rubbing our hands together. Okay, placing one hand over the other, over the dantian. I'll just give you a close up here. It's just below the navel, 1.5 inches below the navel. Placing our hand like that. Okay, And we're just rotating like this, but it's very much an energy exercise. So we relax the shoulders, open up the armpits, feel the connection with the golden thread, okay? Keep those arms relaxed and very lightly rotate around the dantian. And keep that base nice and steady and solid. We're keeping the hips relaxed, knees and ankles relaxed, keeping ourselves connected to the floor. Okay, now if we really relax and use our imagination, you can feel the chi coming out of the hands, going into the dantian. It's really important to get this nice and stable. So very good. Okay, can you feel it? Feel like a heat or an energy feeling going into the dantian towards the lower back. Right, cool. And now we go, if you've got flexibility in your shoulders, if you haven't, don't worry about it, just keep doing this and keep beaming it through into the back. But if you want to, you can do this one, which is hands over the middle of the lower back and rotating around like this. Okay, keep that base nice and strong, keep that head floating up with the golden thread. Very good. Okay, excellent. Okay, shaking the arms out. Okay, now feel that area there, nice and warm, right, and relaxed. Nice solid base. Okay, good. So now we can start working on the middle and then finally the upper burner. Okay, now what can happen with the middle burner, particularly the two things that can happen are frustration and also anxiety. So you can see how that can easily get affected at the moment, kind of worry, concern, that kind of thing. And so we can use the stomach and spleen channels and the liver and gallbladder channels to release this. But first of all, let's mobilize the area with this twisting exercise. Remember this one? Okay. Now let's do it with a lot of attention to detail. And the main thing we want is we want this golden thread floating upwards, okay? And we want that solid base there. Okay, so get back into that zone again. And then very gently just start, imagine that this golden thread is just being turned here really easily, turned around. Okay, if you feel a bit giddy, you might want to close your eyes doing this. But can you see how I'm just swiveling around on that golden thread there? Okay, you want to keep that connection there because it frees up the whole spine. Very good. Okay, excellent. Okay, now if you need a little bit more strength in it, you can start really powering it a bit and maybe even giving yourself a bit of a slap on the sides, because this is where the gallbladder channel is, around here, around the sides. But if you need to take it a bit more gently and a bit more internally, that's good too. Doesn't matter. The main thing is to keep that suspension there. And now, once we've got it moving, we can bring our attention to the middle burner. Okay. And I just want you to experience what it's like as you turn. And you can imagine the middle burner releasing every time you get to this stretch. So when you get to this stretch here, you'll feel it through here, opening up. Okay. Very gently working those internal organs and just giving a feeling of relaxation and a bit more space there. Okay, so just keep doing it. Keep that base nice and strong. Keep that connection with the earth. Keep the suspension of the golden thread. Okay. Very good. Okay, so tuning into that middle burner. Just at the maximum point of the stretch here, you'll feel it kind of just unwinding a bit. And that's what we need. Okay, excellent. Okay, now if you just tune in again, okay, doesn't that feel good? It feels kind of more open, doesn't it? And a little bit more relaxed here, and that's what we want. So now it's time to do some going on the channels. I'll show you exactly where they are, okay? The gallbladder channel and the liver channel run on the sides of the legs. So you can't go wrong. It goes right down the side of the leg on the outside, and then it goes right up the inside of the leg on the inside, Okay, very simple. You can't get it wrong. Okay, and let's just experiment with this and we'll see what happens. Okay, again, let's just tune in here. Okay, it's already feeling quite a bit more open, but we could definitely do with some channel work. So loose fists, tapping, fingertips, cupping, whatever you feel you need. We're going to go down the outside of the body. Let's start here, around the rib cage, just tapping. Okay. Right down the outside of the legs. Right on the outside of the legs, down to the feet. And then we go up the inside of the legs, right up the inside of the legs, just behind this big muscle you can feel here. Okay, that's the liver channel. Go down, goes right into here, right into the hips. Channel used a lot for that sciatica and hip pain. You can imagine, it goes all the way down here. And then up the inside of the legs again, right in the middle of the inside of the legs. Yeah? Down the outside. And up the inside. Okay, then it kind of goes up here and then internally into this area here. Very good. Okay, so brushing off. Okay, very good. Now, the stomach and spleen channel, they're the ones that also connect with the middle burner. They, again, are quite easy to find. They're just down the front of the body. The stomach channel is more on the outside along this quadricep muscle here. So if you go to the front of your leg, so it goes slightly to the outside, you can feel a muscle there. It goes all the way down the outside of the shin here. And then the paired channel goes up the inside of the leg. That's up near the shin again, and up the inside front of the legs, okay? But if you get this whole area here, anywhere around this whole area here, you can't really go wrong. So it's like front, outside of the legs. Okay, let's just tap slightly along here on the abdomen. This is where the channel runs down here, and it goes down here, and this one links directly with the stomach. So we're going to tap or cup down the outside front of the leg. So you're not on the side, you're not completely on the front, you're kind of on this edge here. That's it. That's it. Okay, down we go. Okay, remember this point, stomach 36, 3 mile point. If you're feeling a bit tired, give that like an extra bit of a pump. You go down into the feet, and then up the inside front of the legs. Again, you can't really go wrong, just the inside front. Not right in here, not there, just there. Yeah, good. Twice more round, outside front of the legs. And up the inside. One more. Okay, here we go. This is one for anxiety, so if you're feeling a bit anxious, give it a really extra special going over. Okay, and then spleen up here. Very good, excellent. Okay, so I'm rubbing off, rubbing down, shaking out. Okay, now check this out, right? We go back into the middle burner again. Now feel the difference with that. A lot more space, a lot more relaxed. And the other thing is if you relax and you tune into your legs and your feet, you'll feel a kind of like tingling feeling between the middle burner and the legs. And that's really good because that means that you're kind of releasing and opening up the middle burner. Okay, really important stuff. Okay, so why don't we do a little bit of work on the feet? We haven't done that for a little while. I'll just adjust the camera a bit. I'll bring it up. And bring it down here. It's a lovely blue futon. I'll show you some really good points for the middle burner on the feet. Okay, that would be good, wouldn't it? So you can sit on a chair or sit on the floor and get ready to work on your feet. Okay. First of all, I'm just going to warm the feet up a bit by just opening them up like this. I'm pressing my foot into the middle of my fingers into the middle of the feet and opening them up like this. Very good. Okay, now kidney 1, we talked about that point a lot. That's the bubbling spring point. If you want to know exactly where it is, what you do is you take your foot and you draw a midline right down the midline of your foot, if I can do it on the camera here, straight down the middle. And then what you do is you divide the foot up into equal thirds. Okay, and it's 1/3 of the distance down, right in the middle of the foot. So it would be there. Whoa, okay, I can feel that. Again, that's kidney 1, and that's the famous bubbling spring point, the one that we connect to the earth within Qigong. So we can stimulate that point by either acupressure or we can do doing on it, just give it a really good stimulation there. And that point's one of the most famous points in acupuncture. It's used basically to calm the mind, and it kind of brings the energy down to the feet. It's used even for mania and things like that, really strong feelings of confusion and anxiety going up into the head. So if you just gets a little bit too much for you in the next week and you just can't stand it anymore, then you can just take your shoes and socks off and keep giving this a good pummeling until you feel all that anxiety draining down into your feet. And then you can just go walk barefoot in the garden and you'll be fine. First aid at home for anxiety, COVID anxiety, right? Right, and then we're going to stretch the foot again, and we're going to give this foot, kidney 1, a really good stimulation. Very good. Okay, and you can do this. Okay, that feels pretty good to me. Okay, here's some other really useful points you might like to know. If you take your foot like this and you go between the big toe and the second biggest toe, and you slide your finger up between these bones here, you get to about here where they actually meet, and you go back down a bit, and there's like a kind of indentation there. That point there is liver 3, and that's a really good point for moving the liver chi. So if you're feeling frustrated and kind of angry and just a little bit kind of like things aren't going your way, this is a really good point. And a good way to do it with self shiatsu is to stretch your feet out like this. And if you're getting stiffness along this part here, that can indicate that the liver chi is a bit stagnated. So if you wiggle these two toes, and then wiggle them, these two bones here, these metatarsals, try and free up that whole area, then that will kind of send a signal up through your liver channel that everything's okay. Good. Okay, so here we are. We're going to get that liver 3, and then we can work it by literally going like that, up between the second and third toes. Just when you get to that indentation there, that's the liver 3 point. Okay. So that's point of the week, liver 3. Okay, very good. Let's do the other foot. Let's get these two toes moving, stretching out. Very good. Now we're going to work up between the big toe and the second biggest toe, down that groove there. Okay. Yeah, good. There we are. That's good. Just between there. That's it. And then right into liver 3. Wow, that's a great workout for the feet. Really good. It's going to make all the difference when we stand up in a minute, as you will see. And then we'll have a really good foundation, the lower burner, middle burner, and we can go up then into the upper burner. So let's just check that out. So let's back it down again. Good. Yeah, let's see. Okay, doesn't that feel great? Look, you just stand again and just get a sense of how your legs are connecting down into the earth now. Feet are kind of glowing and they feel really open, especially on the soles. Now that's what you're feeling there, is you're feeling kidney 1. And if you relax your legs, connect with the dantian, and then to imagine a line between your hands here and the center of your feet. And that gives you a really nice kind of calm feeling of being grounded and kind of energized at the same time. And that's the perfect feeling for the lower burner, okay? Now, if we go up and we feel the middle burner, connect that with your toes, wiggle our toes. I'm wiggling my toes now, okay? Connect with the middle burner, and now connect that with the feet again, the toes and the feet. Okay, again, a really nice, comfortable kind of open feeling with the legs, and that's just exactly what you want for the middle burner. Okay, so just bear that in mind the next week. If you get any of those, get kind of that kind of anxious thing where all your energy is going up, you can just spend 5 minutes working on your feet, stand like this, and you're going to feel completely different. Okay, it's really, really useful stuff. Which brings us now to the upper burner. And I know a lot of you are feeling a lot of things going on in the upper burner. We've got the lungs and the heart, pericardium. What we need to do with that is we need a bit of hope. That comes with the lungs, because the lungs are to do with sadness and letting go. And the heart is to do, obviously, with the emotional center of the body. So let's give ourselves a bit of hope and positivity by stimulating the lungs. That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Okay, so let's check in again with standing. How are your feet feeling and your legs? Pretty amazing, okay? Let's keep them relaxed. Keep this really relaxed. Keep those knees relaxed. Feel that connection down into the earth. Really good. Okay, that's really good. Free up the middle burner. Very good. See, we're getting good at this, aren't we, after all these weeks? And now we're going to do this lung exercise. Remember this one? Okay. Okay, I'm going to get you to do it, and we're all going to do it. We're going to keep that golden thread going all the time. Okay, keep that golden thread. Keep that connection with the earth. Okay, now as you're swinging, I would like you to take nice deep breaths in. And we're going to aim those breaths down into the dantian. So we're going to bring the air in, and we're going to try and get it right down into that dantian there. Okay, opening up the lung channel. Keep those thumbs outwards. Keep that floating. Okay, keep that floating up feeling. Okay, get those nice deep breaths coming in. Okay, now those of you who are in the blue zone, okay, or moving into the blue zone, just remember that if you want to really get yourself out of that, a good way is to emphasize the in-breath, because basically that takes you from the parasympathetic freeze state into the sympathetic nervous system activated state, okay? So what you do is something like this. Now, if we all do that, even just for a few breaths, you'll see what I mean, okay? Look, here we go, like. Can you feel yourself kind of revving up slightly? Okay, and that's because the in-breath is connected to the sympathetic nervous system, okay? Now, if you want to calm yourself down, okay, you emphasize the exhalation. Let's try that, okay? So it's like, make it even longer. Now, can you feel that calming you down? Okay, so that's what you need. If you're going up into that red zone, you do these exercises, you emphasize a long exhalation. But if you get into that blue zone, you don't want that, because that will keep you in the blue zone, all right? So if you're in the blue zone, you need to be activated. You need to shake yourself out of that kind of freeze state. Then this is what you need. Okay, so you can do that on your own. You can kind of work with that on your own. If you're kind of in the middle and you just need your lungs open and relaxed, your upper burner heat, then you just kind of balance the breath. So it's like nice and even. Okay, and that's probably the single most powerful tool you've got. to regulate your nervous system. It's so simple, but it's the most effective way that we can consciously control how the nervous system is balanced. Okay, so that's really useful. You can use that this week until next Wednesday, aren't we? Okay, really good. Okay, keep those thumbs out. Keep that golden thread suspending you. Regulate the breathing as you need it. Okay, just to give you a little bit more time to do that. You can just do the breathing that you think you need, either or okay, whether you need to get out of that blue zone or whether you need to relax down into the green zone. Okay, excellent. Okay, very good. Okay, so now let's just shake out a bit. Check in with the burners again. Lower burner, connect with kidney 1. What's that like? Still pretty solid? Yeah. Middle burner, connecting with the feet. Relaxing this area. Feels pretty good to me. Very good. Okay. Lungs feeling a little bit more activated. The breath's coming in a bit easier. Okay, that's awesome. So now we just need to work on the pericardium and the heart. And that's really important because that's the emotional center of the body. And it's the one, again, which we can regulate that. It gives us, sends a message to our brain that everything is safe and calm, okay, which is what we need right now. Okay, so we've got stretches and we've got doing and we've got internal work we can do with that. So let's start off with the pericardium stretch. This is this one where we stretch backwards like this to the middle finger, all right? So it's like breathing in, okay, breathing out, aiming for that middle finger. Okay, now when you get to the stretch, just tune into the feeling of the sensation inside your chest. You can get that, can you feel that like connection from this middle finger right through into the center of your chest? That's the pericardium channel, and that's a facial link. It's an embryological link with the covering of the heart, part of the muscle that protects and regulates the heart. Okay, so we want to kind of soothe that and get a nice open feeling here. Let's do it again. So breathing in, breathing out. As you get to the maximum stretch, tune into your upper burner and feel that opening, calming feeling right through the connective tissue of the chest. Very good. Okay, shall we do another one more? Breathing in. Okay, breathing out. Really nice. Okay, very good. So let's do some dowing then on the pericardium and the triple heater channel. That's the pair of it. Okay, these ones again go down the inside of the arm. You can't really go wrong. Right down the middle of the arm, right into this finger here. And the paired channel is right down the middle of the outside of the arm, right down the middle of the outside, and it goes to the ring finger. Okay, so let's just open up this area here by doing some dowing. So we can tap here on the chest here, nice and lightly. You can use the fist if you want a bit stronger, or just the flat of the hand, or you can even cup it sometimes with some air. That's it. Okay, and we're going to go down the inside of the arm. We're aiming for the middle finger, right? You can't go wrong, right down the middle of the arm. Okay, and to make a circuit, we're going to go up the triple heated channel, which is this one, and it's right down the outside of the arm. Yeah? Excellent. Okay, let's go around 3 times. Excellent. Yeah, okay. Very good. Okay, now check this out. Look, if you just close your eyes and tune into your left arm and your right arm, can you feel the difference? This one feels kind of longer and more open, and that was just with a few minutes of doing. It's really strong stuff. Let's do the other side. And on the middle of the inside of the arm, and middle of the outside of the arm. One more time. Inside, middle of the arm. Yay. Okay. Very good. Okay, now just here's a little check. Let's do this stretch again one more time, and I'll show you what I mean. Now, breathe in, breathe out. Notice how you can go so much further now and how much more comfortable that kind of feels all the way through. And that's because we've opened up the channels. Awesome. Okay. So now let's go for the heart channel. This is one of the stretches that I like. You bring your hands together like this into the prayer position, which by the way is a heart meridian kind of stretch in itself because the channels run along this edge of the hand. Okay. Lift them up and then point them behind you. Open your armpits. Open your armpits. Breathe in, gently press your fingertips back towards the opposite wall. Keep those elbows open. Breathe in, breathe out. Nice long exhalation. That's it. Then breathing in and breathing out. Feel that kind of like a sort of tingling, a warm feeling going all the way into the little finger there. That's the heart channel. Okay, now we need to be a little more careful with this one because it's a delicate channel. We're going to just use the fingertips this time, and we're going to tap along here towards the little finger. It actually runs into here, and then it goes from here down this way. Okay, we're going to tap here. And then round again this way. Very good. Okay, and then brushing off. Very good. Okay, so now the other side. Just down the inside of the arm here, just past the elbow. Aiming for this little finger here. Okay, so it's just on the inside of the arm there. And then you turn your arm over and it's on the outside, just along this ridge here. They say it's between the red and the white skin, if that makes any sense. Just along this edge here. Okay, round. Excellent. Okay, very good. Okay, so that's the channel. Okay, and that's the stretch. So we've got that nice feeling here now. So let's just check out the upper burner. Nice big breath, breathe out, shake. Okay, and now we're going to tune in. Can you feel that difference there? Look, can you feel that tingling down into the arms? A nice feeling more openness in the upper burner here. So you're kind of calmer and more open. Okay, excellent stuff. So let's just check in, heaven and earth again. Let's get our intention back down into our feet. Feel those legs, hands on the dantian, floating up that golden thread. How does that feel? You should feel kind of nicely balanced, not kind of sinking down to like this, and not too much floating up like this. You should feel kind of like in the middle, solid in the middle. And if we just take some nice easy breaths, you should feel this area moving as you breathe in. If you can feel any movement here, as you imagine your breath goes down into this area, that's a very good thing because it shows that diaphragm is released, the breath from the lung is descending, and that you've got your awareness into this dantian area. Okay, and that's another very good way of calming the nervous system down. Okay, excellent. So now it's time to just finish off with some work on the yang channels, especially around the head and neck, because the head and neck as we found out last week when we did some experimenting with finding out where your obstructions were, and it was pretty much 50-50. Some of you, most of you, or half of you had wanted to work internally, And the other half of the group wanted to work the channels in the joints and the outside, okay? So now what we've done here is we've balanced the 3 burners out. We've got connection with the earth. We've got this heaven and earth thing going. So now we're just clearing out these channels here and make us feel perfect. Okay, so let's rub our hands together. Okay, all the yang channels are kind of go like this, down the neck and then down the arms and the down the arms and the legs. Okay, so let's work them. Let's work the forehead. I'm just using my fingertips here. Okay, and then we can just use our palms just to press around the temples. Okay, pulling around the ears is a really nice way of relaxing. Okay, now if you rub your hands, if you're not wearing glasses, or you just take your glasses off for a second, you can use the palms of your hands to relax your eyes. So we're just going to hold them there for a few seconds. Just feel the heat from your hands going deep into your eyes, relaxing your eyes. Okay, very good. And we've got some channels here. This is the triple heater, and the gallbladder channel runs down the sides of the head, so we can press along the sides. Okay, very good. Now some points for the eyes. There's this point here. This is actually the beginning of the bladder channel, which runs right the way down the whole body and ends up on the little toe. It's the longest channel of the body. Okay, and we can just gently press in here. I'm just pressing in just here. And we can work down around the eyes there like this. And around the upper part of the orbit here. Okay, now if you go directly down from your eyeball, right down onto here, there's some really important points for the sinuses right here. That's stomach 2. And then right underneath the cheekbones here, in line with your eyes, if I've got that right, there's stomach 3, which is this point here. You can feel it right underneath the cheekbone here. And that's another really good acupuncture point that's used for the sinuses and for eye problems and all kinds of stuff. If you hold on to your upper cheekbones here, press in with the thumbs underneath and squeeze along. There we are. That's a really good way of clearing out the sinuses. Yeah. Now look, if we go underneath the cheekbones here and we keep going along like this, you'll get right into the jaw, and there's an acupuncture point there that's used for jaw problems. If you open your jaw, you feel your finger just kind of going into a hollow there, and that's where the point is. So look, if we go round again, keep going round, nearly get to your ear, and then you feel the bone of the jaw there, and then just in there, like that. That's a really good point for releasing jaw pain. If you've got like teeth grinding at night, things like that, you can work around here, around the jaws, and particularly that point there is really good for releasing the jaw. Yeah. And then if you go a bit further back into here, you've got this tragus here in the ear, this triangular bit here, and there's 3 points just here. Again, if you open your jaw, you can kind of get your finger round behind your jaw. Okay, and those points there they're used for treating the ear, as not surprisingly, and also the jaw as well. Now, if you were doing them properly, you wouldn't be there. You wouldn't have heard me, because you can't hear a thing. Okay, so we've gone right round here. Another really good point on the face is this one. This is welcome smell point. It's an instant one for clearing the nose. It's for hay fever and sinuses and things like that. There we are. Welcome smell. Just at this right either side of the nostrils here. Yeah, and then we work round again. You can go from there around the jaw again. Okay, except this time what we're going to do is we're going to go down a bit further and we're going to feel the upper gums. So you can feel your teeth here and the upper gums, and we're going to work those with the fingertips pressing around here. Yeah, and then around here. Yep, so now I'm going around the lower jaw. Okay, excellent. Underneath here, you can feel the root of the tongue. This is another good place to work. So I'm using my thumbs underneath here, gently pressing in. Gently pressing in. I can't talk while I'm doing this. Gently pressing into the base of the tongue. Right around here. Okay. Okay. What's that like? Pretty good, eh? Can you feel how relaxed and open this is now? We just tap along some of the channels on the top of the head to connect with the neck, and then we'll just do some work on our neck and we'll be done. Okay, so we go round, and then it's time to work on our neck. If you can, your shoulders are flexible enough to do that. We're going to work down here, fingertips connected, and I'm squeezing into the neck, and it's really good to do it with the breath. Okay, so let's bring in the breath, and let's bring in the golden thread again, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the breath in, breathe out, squeeze in with the heels of the hand, and see if you can get that golden thread just extending the spine a bit as you go in. Very good. Okay, now we can work a little bit further out. I'm just moving my hands a little bit further around. So first of all, I was here, and I'm moving this way, away from the center of the neck. You can't really go wrong. There's so many channels around here. They all connect the head with the back and the sides. Yeah. Okay, so breathing out, squeezing in. Very good. Okay, there's also the front of the neck. You've got the Scm muscle, this big muscle here that's used for turning and controlling the head. It's this one here. Again, that's quite a good one to squeeze down. I'm just using my fingertips, my thumb, like this. It's quite a good one to keep relaxed. It does tend to get quite tense there, and it can cause all kinds of problems in the face, the jaw and stuff. So that's really good. Very, very good. Okay, so now we just need to do, my jaw feels amazingly loose. Okay, so now we're just going to do a little bit of tapping on the shoulders, because the reason for this is because all these yang channels go down the neck, they go down through the shoulders and then off down the arms and stuff. You're going to make sure that you get these shoulders relaxed, which I'm just going to tap here. It feels so good. Okay, and then the other side. Okay, very good. Okay, so that's going to stand up again. Now it's time to, once we've got all the shoulder tension released, you can squeeze here, tap a bit more. We just need to kind of get anything that's anything we've loosened up here down the arms and down the legs. Okay, best way to do that is with the shaking and breathing out thing. And just leaning forward. Let your hands just hang like that. And we're going to breathe in, breathe out, and go. Relax your jaw. Yeah, good. And now same thing with the feet. Shaking out the feet. We're going to throwing the feet out. If you can do that. Okay, so what I'm doing is just doing this, and just throwing the feet out from the hips, relaxing the hips. Okay, that's excellent. Okay, so now let's just do a little bit of shaking to get everything kind of connected up, all right? So we're going to start shaking with the spine like we did before. We've got the golden thread suspending us. Remember we did that earlier? And we're just going to imagine the whole spine kind of like a string of pearls just being shaken up and down gently. So all the pearls are just literally just moving about nice and freely on this thread all the way down. See if you can get that feeling all the way down your spine, keeping that loose, keeping the base of the cranium loose and the head floating up. Very good. It's great, isn't it? Can you feel that? Keeping the hips relaxed. Okay, very good. Okay, so now let's check in. Okay, let's just open up the feet. Feel the connection with the dantian. Let's get that feeling down into the earth again. Very good. Okay. And then bring the hands to the side. Feel the middle burner. Very nice. Okay. And then opening up. And feeling the upper burner. Okay. Checking internally, lower burner. Remember what that was like before. Middle burner. And the upper burner. Okay, and then checking our heaven and earth connection and our general feeling of how connected we feel all through our body. Okay, excellent. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we've just got a couple of minutes left. Just want to say a massive thank you to all of you that have donated so generously. We've actually got through 4 months. This is the end of July, isn't it? And we've got through 4 months. We totally made it. We managed to pay all the bills. We're still here. The building is still here. We're still here. We're not out of the woods quite yet because obviously we've got reduced capacity because we have to do so much cleaning between the clients. So we're going to keep this class going on, and we're going to be asking, if you can afford anything to help us with the class, whatever you think it's worth to you, if you've got the funds, because that will help us offset our rent, because obviously we can't fit so many clients in, even though we are bringing everyone back in and keeping them safe by cleaning and changing everything. Okay, Dinah, thank you so much. Let's just find out how everyone feels. I just want to see how you feel now, just before we finish, just to see if we've created any reactions, which sometimes happens, or whether you feel more balanced or about the same. Thinking about your whole body energy, do you feel more balanced, about the same, or less balanced? Okay, well, we've got 97% feel more balanced this week. That's great. If you feel about the same, you might want to just work a little bit more on it. And yeah, keep working on it. Keep that breathing going. Remember kidney 1, remember shaking, remember pummeling kidney 1 if you feel like everything's going up into your head. Okay, great. Okay, lovely. Thank you very much, Dinah, for all your work on the chat. That's brilliant. I'll just have a quick look and see. I'm sure Dinah's been really busy. Whoa.
We've all been so busy shaking your bodies. We've been...
Yeah, great. Okay. Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely to see everyone just having a look. Yeah, we just put a big thumbs up myself.
Yeah, and as Liz says, the sun's come out now, even more.
Yeah, it has. So basically, I think the interesting thing is last week we did more channel work, and because I was very interested to find out where those obstructions were, and it's always good to go back to the basics, regulating the nervous system. And I think the most important thing is if you start edging into that blue zone, you don't want those long exhalations. You want more energizing breath because you want to activate it, get yourself back down through the red zone into the blue zone. Okay, we see you next week. See you next Wednesday. Tell all your friends. We've got lots of spare room on the class if you want. If you invite your friends along. And yeah, we'll see you next week. It'll be August. All right.